What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going for a little drive, and I'm going to be talking about daily driving a Newedge Mustang GT with cams. So this is a 4.6 2-valve with comp stage 2 cams on a 91 octane tune, and I'm just headed to the gas station right now to actually fill my tank because I'm sitting just below a quarter. So that's probably the first point I'm going to touch on here is the fuel costs. I'm putting gas in this thing very often, and I don't drive too much, but most of my driving is in the city, and it goes through fuel quite quickly. Another thing being is the price of gas here in Canada is a little bit ridiculous. Okay guys, so that fill up from just under a quarter tank of gas was 44 liters, and that came out to $84.72. That's 91 octane at $1.91 per liter, not per gallon. So if anybody wants to do the conversion, be my guest. But so $84 got my tank right up to full. I haven't filled this thing in a while because I kept on expecting it to go back to the dealership for some sort of fix, but it seems to be good, hopefully. So yeah, that's honestly the first thing. This thing goes through so much gas, and it's not too bad if you're driving on the highway a lot. It's not really a big deal, but in my case, driving around the city a lot, it goes through a lot of gas. And I've noticed, like, I haven't ran it down from full in a while, so I guess this would be kind of a good test for me because I'm going to be driving a lot the next few days, I think. But like last time I've done this, I'm pretty sure I got around 250, like I could probably squeeze out 250 to 300 kilometers on this tank of gas within the city. And that's with like the 410 gears, the comp cams, and the custom tune it has. So like it gets pretty expensive. Like if you're spending a full tank, these cars hold 60 liters, I think, around there, maybe 59, I have no idea. So do the math, like at $1.91 a liter, it's gonna cost way more than that. But I guess that's kind of the price to play. You have things like the gears, the cams, the tune, the exhaust, so it ends up getting a little costly. But you gotta remember, you're also driving a 20-year-old Mustang. I'm sure it would be way worse if you had like a cammed Fox body or anything like that, or probably even the new 5 liters are pretty brutal too. It probably doesn't get much better with any of the Mustangs, if I'm being honest. They're big engines, and it's not like they have an eco mode or anything, or maybe the newer ones do for sure, but like you just, you know, you get what you pay for. And then there's other things like maintenance, and maintaining these older cars, it's not too bad in my experience. A lot of things that I've had to replace on this car have been wear and tear, or because I just wanted to, for like preventative maintenance and things like that, or just because, you know, I'm a little paranoid. You know, I want to keep the car in good shape. It is old, and you don't see a lot of them that are like clean out there nowadays. I'm not saying mine is clean. It honestly, it could use some work, but like you get down to things like even the interior on my car is a little bit rough looking, but it all comes with time, I guess. So like if you get one of these cars as a daily driver, because that's what I've been doing, they're not bad. They're not too bad as long as you don't mind the gas. You just gotta expect it. Like that's the only that's my only like big complaint, is you're spending a lot of money on gas, but at the same time I don't really care, right? But like, just listen to it. I have my windows up right now too. Normally I record with my windows down a little bit, and I'm probably gonna crack them shortly because it's getting a little warm in here. It is quite dark out actually, and normally I don't film in the evenings. Normally I choose to film in the days, but I had to go get gas, so I figured we'd make a little video out of it, and you kind of get to see my tint in the evening. And then if you guys didn't notice, I have this new gauge here, which is pretty cool. It changes color and stuff. So I got the auto meter pod in here. That's something new that I've gotten put in recently. And I only have the volt gauge wired up right now. This gauge is going to be replaced to an oil pressure shortly, probably next week. I got a lot going on with the car right now. But yeah, and I do have these lights. I don't know if I've shown these on the channel before. So yeah, ooh, look at that. It's pretty cool. Being an older car, this is an older Mustang. It's got the name. It sticks out. You don't see a lot of these on the road. So it's nice to own something that not everybody has. Now granted, I'm in Canada, and obviously not as many were made here compared to in the US, of course. So if you are an American, there's been plenty more made in your country, all throughout your country. It's obviously, you guys have a lot more people over there. But another thing that's also like pretty rough, since this car is here in Canada, we get a lot of winters, snows, whatever, and as expected, metal rusts, you know, it happens. And I just had to deal with some quarter panel rust on this car, which isn't a big deal. The rest of the car is not bad at all. So if you can put up with, it's just little things. It's little things really with these cars. You know, like, they last forever. They last forever. They're super reliable, and the parts are very, very easy to get for these cars. I know in my last videos complaining about a power steering pump, that's a little bit different, but like most of the general parts for these cars are like mass produced still. Like, you'll find a lot of these cars all over the place. And I'm saying this, it's like much easier to get parts for a Newedge Mustang in the US, like 110%. When you have access to websites like American Muscle and LMR and, like, I don't know, eBay especially, there's like a lot of opportunity and like a lot of easy ways with free shipping or cheap shipping to get your parts delivered to you. So that's another thing that's really nice about driving this 20-year-old car. I'd say another one of my complaints, and obviously the car is old, but like very, very common if you have a manual, is the throwout bearing makes noise. So on every car, this is a little different in my situation. Wow, gas is much cheaper here. This might be a little bit more related to something else, I'm not too sure, but my pedal vibrates and it makes that noise. You can hear it, which is a little bit annoying. It only does it sometimes, but the throwout bearing, it does chirp. It chirps quite a bit, even though this one's brand new. It has a couple thousand kilometers on it. I put it on when I put the clutch on. It's just everybody has it. I guarantee you, if you have a Newedge, you probably have the throwout bearing squeal, or have had it at some point in the car's lifetime. Some people get lucky and they replace the bearing, the throwout bearing, and it's quiet for most of its life. So there's a lot of options. That's another great thing with these cars, is if you don't like something, you can probably change it. The platform's been on the market for so long that if you've thought of it, it's probably already been done. So like anything swap related, aftermarket, very, very easy to get your hands on for the most part. Like even things like this, it's cool that Autometer makes built-in gauges that sit in your dash, on your cluster, or around your cluster. Like anything, most of the things you can think of, you can get for these cars. And that's kind of one of the nicer things of having like a bit of an older car, is it's really, the aftermarket support is out there, and it's been out there for a really long time. So it's nice to have that. Well, another cool thing about having Newedge and being a Newedge owner is there's a lot of other Newedge owners throughout the internet. Obviously, if you're here, maybe you're considering purchasing one, maybe as a daily driver or as a toy. Great either way, in my opinion. I've done both. I've used mine for both reasons. And it's really easy to find people that know what they're talking about, whether it's on YouTube or in the Facebook groups or even on really, really old Mustang forums. And I gotta admit, like, I've gone to those old Mustang forums for information on like really specific problems that I've needed in the past. And you know, I have a lot of great friends that give me great insight on things to do that's related to this car. If I ever have a problem, you know, that I'm not too sure about, I shoot a message to one of my buddies. And you know, it's really great to have connections and to know people that know what they're talking about with the Newedge platform. Just all around, it's a fun experience. And like, if you want an older car that's still a little relevant, I'd say go for it if you can afford it. Granted, I know in the US you can find these things much easier, and probably in much better condition, or like even the high mileage probably isn't a problem over there. When you start to get into the higher mileage here in Canada, you can start to expect a lot of things wrong with these cars, especially things, it's mostly rust related. People don't take care of these cars unless you find one that's been like garaged its entire life. But you know, you're not gonna find one perfect unless it has like no miles on it and you pay 20 grand or something ridiculous for it. Personally, I chose to go with the cams because if I ever had to daily this car, I can. And here I am in the situation where currently this is my only vehicle and I have been daily driving it. That's why I'm making this video, because I wanted to talk about kind of like my experience dailying this car. And it's been good. It's been good, other than the gas that I use, which is not a big deal. You gotta pay to have fun, right? So yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed this video of me kind of rambling on and about my car and my ownership experience. Honestly, I have very little complaints about this thing, and as you can see, it's covered in primer and it's been all scuffed up. So we're currently in the process of getting it fixed up a little bit. Front bumper, rear bumper, all that good stuff. And as you can see, my quarter panel repair here that I was talking about is one of the things. It's kind of a cool spot. Maybe I'll take a picture. Like this. Oh. So yeah, obviously, once I have the new front bumper on and we get this sorted out, the car's gonna look so much better. But it's been treating me really well for a car that has 215,000 kilometers currently, which I would consider is a little high. It's been running pretty healthy, fingers crossed. Nothing goes wrong, nothing else too bad. But I think it sounds great. It's, you know, this car makes 280 horse to the wheel, give or take, with right around 300 wheel torque. So it's a lot of fun for what you get. And I know you guys can probably pick these up pretty cheap. So honestly, if you're thinking about doing it, I would. They're a lot of fun, and honestly, the manual in these cars are a great experience. I think any one of you guys would have a blast driving these. They make great cars for daily drivers, in my opinion. They're a lot of fun. You get a lot of looks because of how noisy it is. But yeah, I mean, like, not much more to say. Thank you guys all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and a subscription. Thank you for listening to my rambling. If you guys are still here, I will see you guys all next time.